Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? I really hope you can hear me. I'm sorry because I'm late, but this is my very first time in a live broadcast like this. So please go easy on me. And also, it's pretty late here in Italy, so if I look tired or less than sharp, you now know why. So that said, I'm really glad you are here. I really hope all of you can hear me because this topic is incredibly important, not only legally but also personally and historically. Over the past few weeks, I received so many questions from people all around the world via email, social media, and even private messages. So I wonder where you came from. So maybe if you want, you can use the chat to say where you're from. So, a really brief notice because from September I'll be going live at least once a week because we are expecting major developments such as the decision of the Constitutional Court on June 25 hearing, which will show us how the court interprets the legality of the new law number 74 of 2025. And in addition, we will have a second hearing following the referral made by the Tribunal of Turin, which is challenging the law on serious constitutional grounds. So these updates could change everything, and I'll be here, and hopefully I will be able to guide you through them step by step. So I'm sorry, but this is my very first live broadcast, and I really struggle to look at the camera. So I just need you. I need your confirmation that all of you are able to hear me. So please confirm in chat. Uh, so this is not just about legal rules. It's about identity, memory, and justice. So I'm not only inviting your questions, but I also want to hear your opinions. Let me share mine as a lawyer and as an Italian citizen. I really think that every country has a story, and it should be never it should never be denied. Italy's story includes waves of emigration caused by wars and poverty. Many of you watching today are grandchildren of Italians who didn't want to leave Italy, but were forced to because basically it was impossible to survive or work here. In my opinion, denying Italian citizenship to their descendants is a betrayal of our national memory, of the very people who carried Italian identity abroad when Italy had nothing to offer them. That's my personal view, of course. So you are free to agree or disagree, and I'd really love to hear your thoughts in the chat or in the comments. So let's go because have so many points that I would like to discuss with you. The first one is the point that, in my opinion, is a sort of a turning point. That is the Turin's constitutional referral of the last June 25. Because many of you maybe know that the Tribunal of Turin referred Law 74 to the Italian Constitutional Court, raising serious concerns about its constitutionality. Basically, the core issue is the retroactivity of the law. Let me briefly explain what I mean for retroactivity. The law number 74 was passed on May 23, but it says that if you didn't file your court case by March 27, you've lost you lost the right to the Italian citizenship permanently. In Italian law, a judgment recognizing Italian citizenship has a declaratory effect and not a constitutive one. This means that if a judge says today that you are Italian, it means you've been Italian since your birth. The court is not granting you a new right, it is acknowledging a right that you already had. So, what does this law do? Basically, it rewrites the past. It says, even if you were Italian from birth, you are no longer Italian because you didn't act before a deadline that did not exist. That's not just unfair, that's legally unacceptable, especially in a country governed by the rule of the law. But there's even more. Think about all the people who didn't file by March 27 simply because there was no deadline. They were gathering documents, their consulate were closed, or not accepting appointments. They acted in good faith, following the law as it existed at that time. This new law, penalizes those people, and that violates the principle of legitimate that we call principio di affidamento, principle of legitimate expectation. We are all expected to follow the law enforced today, not predict laws that may come in the future. That's why the Turin judge said the law may violate multiple articles of the Italian Constitution. And let me remind you that the Constitution is the principle, the highest law of our government, of our state. Basically, the new law, the law number 74, actually says that if you didn't file a case by March 27, the law says that you have lost your right to citizenship, unless you have Italian parents or grandparents born in Italy or resident in Italy at least 2 years. That it's not so common. This is why the only way that you have today is a judicial claim, a judicial path. However, this last year, I have to say that we had so many obstacles that have been introduced. So, summarizing, we can start from the minor issue. I know most of you know about the minor issue. This rule is not written in the law 74, but comes from a judgment of 2023 of the Italian Supreme Court, the Corte di Cassazione. It says that if your Italian parent lost the Italian citizenship before you turned 21, then you and your descendants are not Italian. Why is this so controversial? because it punishes children for decisions made by their parents. And, in addition, it contradicts the very foundation of the Iure Sanguinis, the right to citizenship by blood. However, we have some good news because this doctrine is already being challenged in multiple courts. There's a real chance the Supreme Court will reverse itself because the child's right to citizenship should not depend on their parents' decisions, especially when citizenship is based on blood and not behavior. Still, if your case might fall under this rule, proceed carefully. A judge could reject it. Legal strategy is really essential. Another obstacle is the introduction of the new court fee per applicant that is 600 euros for each applicant. This fee was introduced by the 2025 budget law, not by the new law, but it applies to all citizenship lawsuits. It must be paid even by those who qualify for legal aid, which may violate their right to equal access to the justice. This is unconstitutional. So we already had so many decisions, and the Corte Costituzionale will decide about this as well. I really suggest you to ask your lawyers to apply against this increase because it's really, I would say, unfair, but it's not a very good term to use. But the only case when you find a so high court fee is only for the citizenship recognition, only for foreign people. So let me know if you really think this is justice. I would like to spend some words regarding the difference between maternal and paternal line. The maternal line is also known as 1948 cases because before January 1st, 1948, that is the date of the introduction of the Italian Constitution, Italian women could not pass citizenship to their children, especially if they were married to a foreign man. So a 1948 case means that your Italian ancestor was a woman born before 1948, that she married a foreigner. She had a child before January 1st, 1948. Let me better explain the point 2 and 3 because it's necessary that she married a foreigner because in case she got married with another Italian citizen, of course, all the descendants will be allowed to become Italian because of the paternal line. If you want to use the 1948 case, one of the 3 requirements is that she married a foreign. And of course, the child has to be born before January 1st, 1948, because only in this case you can directly apply before the court, before the judge, not before the consulate. In case the child was born after January 1st, 1948, you will be entitled to ask automatically to the consulate to be Italian. In this case, the child took only the father's citizenship, even if the mother was 100% Italian. Consulate will automatically reject these applications, and the only option is to file a court case claiming the discrimination. Fortunately, Italian courts have been approving these cases for more than a decade, and nowadays, in my opinion, you can find a video of mine among all the several videos that I made talking about the 1948, that in my personal opinion nowadays is the most safe way to apply for your citizenship. So I would like to see what happens next. Who knows? So the Constitutional Court will soon rule on the law's constitutionality. If the court finds the law invalid, and so many lawyers are confident about this, especially the retroactivity clause, many people who missed the deadline could have their rights restored. In the meantime, courts across Italy are divided. Some judges are accepting new cases, some others are suspending decisions, others are applying their law really strictly. That's why filing your case now, in my opinion, might be the best way to protect your position, especially in the law if the law is later overturned. Uh, I really suggest you, please don't panic, and second, don't wait. I recommend always reviewing your family documents, checking whether you fall into a protected category. I mean, in the 1948 cases, a minor issue or retroactivity, getting legal advice on whether to file now or wait, acting before court trains become even more restrictive. It's a possibility. So I tried to collect all the several questions that I received in the last few weeks, and I decided to highlight the most asked question. So let me check the questions. So okay. Oh, finally, I'm able to read your your chat, our chat. Sorry. So I can hear. Okay, I can hear you. Okay, okay. Oh, okay. That's good to know because after 20 minutes it's good. So I'm challenging a 1948 minor case in cassation court no 4.664. Oh, that's great. So please let us know how's going on, because it's very interesting to know the decision of the cassation. Like, when you say cassation, I suppose you mean the Corte di Cassazione. Thank you very much. I will. So it will be very good to know the new orientation of the Cassazione about this case. I really confident that you will succeed. And yes, in Rome, because the Corte di Cassazione is only in Rome. We have just one tribunal of Cassazione that is in Rome. It will be very important. I'm really curious, and of course, good luck. So. Okay, I'm the granddaughter of an Italian woman emigrated to Brazil shortly after World War. I understand that under the new law, I will have the right to claim my Italian citizenship, but I have children and nephews. What would the situation be? Okay, I really suggested to insert your sounds into the claim. So it's very important, because so many lawyers didn't do like this, and now they really struggle um, to get also the sounds as Italian. So it's very important that you always ask your lawyers to insert also all your sons. So I didn't file by March 27. Can I still apply? Possibly. Some courts still accept new filings, especially if you acted in good faith. What's the minor issue? I have already explained what the minor issue is. What's the 1948 case is. So I also explained about the 1948 case. Do I need to travel to Italy? This is one of the most common questions. No, everything can be handled remotely via power of attorney. You just need to sign a power of attorney that needs to be signed before a notary and to get apostille. And of course, you need to translate into Italian, and your lawyer will be able to act before the court on your behalf. Can I include my children in my case? Yes, of course. If they are minors, of course, if they are minors, you need, of course, they need the consent of both parents. Of course, I suggest to insert also the adults, not more than 10 claimants for a single claim. Is the court fee of euro 600 always required? Yes. Yes, but I always suggest you to make a claim. Uh, that is, a separate claim against this court fee increase. Anna Tommaso. Hi, Anna, how are you? Do you have an idea when the outcome of Gen 24 will be put out the public? Uh, this is a good question. Somebody says end of July, by the end of July. Somebody else says September. We just need to be patient. Regarding this outcome, that is the first outcome of the Corte Costituzionale, it will be very important or not on the basis of the decisions. I mean, this pronunciation will be about the old law, not the new law. But the Corte Costituzionale can decide to say something also with respect to the new law. This will be very important because if at the end of the day, the Corte Costituzionale will declare something against the new law, of course, we as lawyers will be very happy to explain this in all our claims. So we just need to be patient, Anna, and I think that within the end of the summer we will be able to do more. I hold dual citizenship from my mother's side. Can I apply based on my mother's Italian ancestry? Absolutely, absolutely. You can apply through either lineage, however, if your maternal line involves a 1948 case or a potential minor issue, it's important to evaluate both paths and choose the stronger one, or even pursue both simultaneously. Ivan Silly, maternal great grandfather, dear, who was sent by the Kingdom of Italy to Peru to find cure tuberculosis in 1860. I had an interview to begin my application days before oh, Law 74 Italian Atti cancelled the call. This is a very particular and specific case that I think it's required some more studies. So it's a maternal great grandfather. When you say maternal, do you mean 1948? Because not all the maternal line, as I had the opportunity to explain earlier, are 1948, who was sent by the kingdom. So basically, your ancestor was sent by the kingdom of Italy to Peru to find the cure against the tuberculosis. I had interview to begin my application days before the law. Wow, even silly. In this case, I think that you will be better to send a letter to the ministry because your case is very different than the others. So if you want, give me a call, and I will be very happy to discuss with you about this. 4.64. Thank you for your video. Thank you all for being here. It's very important to me because I'm not so confident with this kind of live podcast. So I hope you appreciate this. And as I said, I will try. I will guarantee that since September, I will do video like this on a weekly basis. So thank you for appreciate. It's 10:30 at night here. So another questions, briefly. I filed paperwork at the consulate in February 2025. Am I safe? Good questions. It depends. It depends if your consulate generally received and began processing your documents. You may be protected under the affidamento principle because, as I said, of course, nobody can be able to know the future. When I say the future, I mean the law changement. So, yeah, I think that you will be safe. I'm a 1948 case. How do I prove it? I don't know exactly what you mean when you say prove it. You just need you need your Italian ancestors' birth certificate, of course, their marriage certificate to a foreign spouse. As I said, your parents' birth certificate before 1948. This established that Italian citizenship could not legally pass from mother to child at the time. So judges typically assess these cases, and these particular cases are not affected by the reform, by the new law, because the 1948 cases not came out from a law, but it came out from several things, just like judges' decisions and pronunciation of the Corte Costituzionale. So everything keeps to be the same regarding the 1948 cases. Sorry. So I set up call online for the letter to the yes, yes. Sorry. I suggest you to send an email to info@mangataavvocati.com, and I just need you to remind me about yourself, and I'll be happy to reply. Joe Brantolino. I'm really happy when I see your surname because all your surname are clearly Italian name. Thank you for this video. An opportunity to learn more about Italian citizenship is helpful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I don't see any haters so far, so it's good. Uh, so I wonder where you from. So I see so many Americans, somebody from Peru. Good. Another question. I don't speak Italian well. Can I still file? Yes, absolutely yes, so far. We can translate all your documents and draft your case in English, of course. Many courts and tribunals accept translated documents and declaration in English. So as long as certified translation are provided, you will be able to apply. Can I withdraw my case mid-process? Yes, of course, you can, but I suggest you to be cautious because you can be forced to pay all the judicial expenses. So be careful. Croatia from US, but in Croatia now. So I suppose you are in vacation. Good for you. I will be in vacation next week. So if somebody of you will decide to call me and don't have any reply, I will be in vacation until 22 of July. Um, Let me leave you with this, and at the end, I will try to reply to your questions. I already tried to reply to your questions. So, basically, summarizing, yes, the Italian citizenship by descent is still possible. But the process has become more complex because, as I explained, you are not allowed to do this through the consulate, but you need to apply before the judge. Uh, um, of course, if you don't have the requirements of your parents or grandparents born in Italy or resident here for at least a couple of years. But I know that many of you do not respect this requirement. I suggest you to get a strategy, clarity, and expert guidance. So I always suggest you to ask your lawyers what is their legal strategy. I suggest you to trust the lawyers, but trust also means to be aware of about the way your lawyers decide to assist you. Of course, we at Mancat Avvocati are here to help, so feel free to write us at info@mancatavvocati.com, visit our website, mancatavvocati.it. It's okay. 20 minutes to 11. So thank you for joining me on my first ever live. But now let's dive into your questions and your comments if you have. So feel free to write your questions or concerns. So info mangata, no, info chiocciola mangata. Okay, let me write my email for all of you because so that you can find the correct email address. info@mangataavvocati.com. Here it is. 4.64. I love Chicago Italian beef sandwiches. Okay. There is something else that you would like to ask? No? That's it? What's the best way to get my great grandfather's birth certification from his birth in Genoa? Okay, in this case, you have to contact a genealogist. I'm not one of them, but I cooperate with several very good professionals. So if you send me an email, I will be happy to indicate somebody can be helpful for you. I always suggest to collect all your documentation. It's very important. So my personal suggestion is before applying, before the law, because I know that there are so many lawyers who decide to make your claim, to file the claim without all the relevant attachments. When I say attachments, I mean all the documents that will be required. So all the birth certificates, the certificate of marriage, the certificate of naturalization of the ancestor. But it's important that you file your claim along with all the attachments. That's very important because there are so many cases when the judges reject the claim for the simple reason that the attachments have not been provided. So why acting like this? So please be careful. And just in case your lawyer will say, no, it's not mandatory to attach everything immediately. Yes, maybe one or two documents can be deleted, participate, but you need to attach all the documents that will be required. What is the average time for 1948 case to move through the court system? Joe, what do you mean? Do you mean how long does it take? Uh, I mean the process before the judge, or you are talking about the time required to collect the documentation? Because usually regarding that time, a process will take a couple of years. Mm, it depends. Regarding, of course, the documentation, it depends on what kind of documentation is missing. So if you just need to get a born certificate in Italy, because usually for foreigners, it's more hard to get the Italian citizenship, the Italian documents, sorry. Of course, we will be happy to assist you jointly with our colleagues dealing with the collection of the documents. So I should wait until I get my GRT grandfather's birth certificate first. Yes, usually I suggest you to start by the birth certificate of your ancestor, because it's important, because in case there are an issue, a mistake in the birth certificate of your ancestor, all the rest of the documentation will be useless. So I always suggest to start from that, and of course from the certificate of non-naturalization. That is very important. So here we have Joe Brantolin again. I was wondering the time frame from filing to time a judge would hear the case. I believe you said that it would be approximately. No, when I say 2 years, Joe, 2 years, I mean since the beginning to the end. Usually, the first hearing will be after 6, 7 months. Of course, everything depends on the court, because there are courts so busy, like Venice or Rome or Naples. Some other courts have a better time to reply, to schedule the hearings. So it depends. Usually, a couple of years is the time that you need from the start to the end. I mean, from the time when your lawyer file the claim until the decision of the judge. So that's it. I know that. So I see so many people from US, and I know that after the pronunciation of the Corte di Cassazione regarding the minor issue, people from USA is having so many issues. So the good news, as I said, is that maybe this will be reviewed and is challenged. And I'm really confident that something will be changing, also regarding the minor issue. I like to say that, of course, the first thing that I suggest you to do is to have the family tree. So, what I would suggest to a person who would like to start this process, I would suggest to draw the family tree with all the indication of the date and place of birth, the naturalization or non-naturalization of the ancestors. After that, you would be better to send this to your lawyers so that your lawyer will be able to understand the better way. Usually, I I prefer the maternal line 1948, but of course not always it's possible. Whenever it's possible, I choose the maternal line 1948. In case it's not possible, we will use the paternal line, but it's important that your ancestor is not naturalized. Because of course we need an ancestor through which you have your right to be considered as Italian. Another important thing is that so many people ask me, Carlo, but I did I don't have the proof of the attempt to schedule an appointment to the consulate, because of course I tried to schedule an appointment, to schedule a meeting at the consulate last year, and of course last year I had no idea about the changement of the law. So how can I apply for a paternal line if I don't have any kind of proof of my attempts? Well, I say that, of course, don't be afraid, because it's unconstitutional for the retroactivity, for the principio di affidamento, because, of course, nobody can know about the changing of law in the future. So, of course, why should you get a screenshot of your laptop of your attempt of request to the consulate if last year you didn't have any idea about the law changing? So it's unconstitutional. So no worries. In my personal opinion, you have so many chances to succeed before the courts. So, if you have some further questions, I have 5 or 10 minutes because it's almost 11 o'clock at 9 here. I don't see further questions. So, in the meantime, you decide if you want to write something else. I just want to say again that I will be happy from September to have this kind of confrontation with you that I really appreciate, because I really like to discuss with you in so far way, and I will be doing this on a weekly basis. So in the meantime, indicate we have just an issue, that is the difference of the time between America and Central Europe. Because I would like you to be able to participate after your work time, so around 7 at night, but here will be 1 o'clock a.m. So it's not the case. Okay, I don't see any other questions. So thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. I hope some of you will contact me also with a simple comment on my YouTube channel, or send an email to info@mangataavvocati.com. I will be happy to reply. As I said, I will be out of office until 22 of July, but after that I will be happy to reply to all of you. I always reply to all of you. If you check out among my comments about your comments, I always reply to all of you. I don't reply, of course, to unpolite comments, but I have to be honest, and I receive so many positive comments, or professional comments, or regarding your specific case. So Thank you for your participation. Keep in touch and I will have a good night, hopefully, and have a nice continuation. Bye bye.